Everybody, welcome back. Got another character review for you. This time it's Anti-Venom. He is the most anticipated symbiote. I mean, let's be real. Any symbiote that was going to complete this team was probably going to be highly anticipated. And given that Scream and Anti-Venom, well, Scream is great. We've got her in game. Anti-Venom appears to be great. And that's what we're going to be here to talk about. I'm going to go through his abilities. Already did the T4 and ISO suggestions with Yeti and Punk, so that information's out there, but I'll still talk a little bit about the T4s in there. And most importantly, we'll get into the stats. That's the thing that I like to cover the most in these videos. I got a ranking of everything and kind of see where he lines up. I'm still very, very excited about this guy, seeing how he's going to be on the team. I'm not sure he's going to be able to get me over the hump on the couple nodes that are difficult in Ultimus 7.5. There's, 2 or 3 of them there that really have those heavy bursts up front, and then obviously the last node is just, you can't land a debuff anyway, so it doesn't even matter. But anyway, let's jump into the abilities, look at the T4s, and like I said, stats.
Bring me WolverThor!
First up, Anti-Venom's basic. Attack primary target for 200% damage. Apply bleed and the opposite of one random positive effect on this character to the primary target. Heal the, and I'll get back to that in a second. I'll emphasize that a little bit. Heal the most injured non-summoned ally for 5% of this character's max health plus clear heal block. This attack cannot be dodged. So jumping back to the opposite of the random positive effect on this character. So what that means is this Anti-Venom is going to have a positive effect over him, whatever it is. Maybe it's a regen. When he attacks with his basic, it's going to put the opposite of that regen onto the AI or whoever he's attacking. So in this case, it would be a bleed. So you'll see a lot of that. You want positive effects on Anti-Venom. If you're going to remember anything, know that. Positive effect above his head puts the opposite on whoever he's attacking. Now the T4 here jumps up the damage 50% and the opposite of 2 random effects as opposed to 1. So that's a pretty good upgrade, where as opposed to just 1 positive effect, you're going to put 2 positive effects. And again, or negative effects in this case, 2 opposite of the positives, which would be negatives. I know it gets confusing, but just, he's got a positive, he puts on negative. Remember that. So when it goes, the T4 gets it from 1 of those to 2 of those, which is again, pretty nice. And then he's going to heal the most injured non-summon ally for an additional 5%. So 10% of this character's max health. And clear heal block. The heal block clears afterwards. I will say that I'm personally really into healer with this group. Looking at it, I think you could go a few different ways. You might not be able to use as many T4s and then use ISOs to get the heals, or you can go with the T4s and maybe shift over to the ISOs that we were mentioning with a mix of skirmisher, striker, that type of thing. We'll see. I don't know. I expect he'll use his basic quite a bit, given some of the cooldowns we're about to see here. As I kind of scroll through there, you can see they're pretty long. So the basic upgrade could be pretty nice. I highly suggest doing that. The special upgrade and ability here is clear heal block on all allies. Apply immunity to all allies. That's huge for symbiotes. Huge. Heal all allies for 15% on this character's max health. Revive a dead symbiote ally with 30% base health. If there are no symbiote allies to revive, gain 3 ability energy. So I love this ability because he's clearing more heal block on top of the basic. He's applying immunity to basically it makes it so that the symbiotes don't get any debuffs, which is typically a problem for them. They end up getting slows or heal block on them, and those heals can't take. But again, they go so fast, sometimes it doesn't matter. But still, I like seeing this. It makes it so that you can guarantee those heals stick around. And then the revive. This is the Minerva aspect of it, so that if you do lose somebody on those burst nodes, say like basically anybody at him, you can then revive them and then get going. Because that's what you need, is you need to get going. So that Fury boss node, that Oh Brother boss node, I think as long as this guy doesn't get targeted, it's like, all right, cool. Well, I've got my special ready, so I'm going to revive whoever just died. Because they're not going to have defense up, so that Korath ult on Oh Brother is going to take somebody out. You just got to hope it's not Anti-Venom. And then I think you're probably fine. And then with Fury, again, same thing. The Fury boss node, you hope when that security special comes and taps after the assault already does her thing, that it's not Anti-Venom, and I think these guys recover no problem. Throughout that node, just they make it go away. It goes away. The T4s here, you heal for an additional 5% of this character's max health to 20, which is pretty solid. The most important aspect of this is the 60% res. Absolute essential. You must do it. Ultimate, and this is another, what is this? 7-turn cooldown. The special was a 6 turn. So those are long cooldowns, which I don't like at all. So you've got to be really selective when you use those. And I highly recommend, given that, you know, this special upgrade, you don't want to use it just willy-nilly, because I'd be okay using it if you've already used your ultimate, and then it's like, all right, well, I'm gonna get 3 energy back anyway, so he's gonna get a few turns. But anyway, ultimate. It's called Deadly Cure. Gain the opposite of all negative effects, excluding bleed on the primary target. So basically, he's gonna all these positive effects or negative effects that he sees on somebody, except for bleed, because that would be crazy regen on himself. And then he's gonna put it on himself. All right. Attack that primary target for 250% damage and 100% drain. Gain 1 regen. Spread 2 random positive effects on self to non-symbiote allies. Spread 2 positive effects on self to symbiote allies. So, got to dive in here. There's a lot of different components to this. First, on the T4, right? The attack primary, 50% upgrade in the damage. That's great. That's fine. The regen gain from 1 to 2, I really like that, because it's like, all right, now he's putting regen on all these other symbiote allies. I'm seeing where it's like, you know what? I might not need healer as much on this team anymore, because they just don't need it with all the other stuff going on with this guy on the team, because he just, so much regen spreading around. I don't know. It's pretty nice. And then spread the 2 random positive effects that he's got on himself to spread all positive effects. So the T4 here is huge. Instead of 2 positive effects, it's all positive effects on self to symbiote allies. So you really want to use that ultimate to get a bunch of positive effects on himself and then spread it to all his buddies. All those symbiote allies are going to get tons and tons of positive effects, which you really want to see. It's great. Again, but it's on a long cooldown, so it's kind of all right. His passive, Wretched Healer. On turn, clear 1 negative effect from the most injured ally that has a negative effect. Cool. If that ally is a symbiote, clear 1 negative effect from 2 most injured other symbiote allies with a negative effect. Gain regen. The T4 here is absolutely essential. So if that ally is a symbiote, clear 1 negative effect from all other symbiote allies. So you got to have the T4 here that clear 1 negative effect from most injured ally. If it's a symbiote, you're clearing 1 negative effect from all symbiotes. You like that. It's on turn. It's, you know, every time this guy goes, he's clearing negative effects. So you want it on there. I just like the guaranteed all. It's fantastic. When this character drops below 50% max health, gain evade. So it just helps him keep up a little bit. Now, again, I mentioned that Korath ult earlier. You know, I don't see him like, it's not going to keep him from dying, you know what I mean? But if he does get low, at least keeps him around for a little bit so that he can revive. So that part I really like quite a bit. Again, the spreading the positive or clearing the negative effect from all symbiote allies is huge. So that's it for the abilities. Now let's go check out the stats. Okay, so for those of you who are not familiar, I have this giant spreadsheet that ranks all characters in the game for stats, so that way I can see, you know, where these characters come stat-wise. It gives me a really good indication of, you know, what a character might be like if they've got the right kit and certain stats line up with their kit. This guy, Anti-Venom, you really want to have good focus, you know, resistance, so I guess it doesn't really get slowed. Damage, I'm not super worried about. Speed, I would like decent because you want him getting turns. The baseline that I've got set for this stat ranking is level 75, 7 yellow stars, 4 red stars, T14 for gear, 25% star tech, and a passive level 4. All of this per msf.gg, which is a fantastic site. Check it out. It's a great resource. So Anti-Venom here, let's zoom in so you can see this a little better. This dude's stats are off the chain. Now, I've got this sorted for the average rank across. So he is the 4th best ranked character in the game as far as average stats, right? So he's 4th, ahead of Black Bolt. Yes, ahead of Black Bolt is average stats, and just barely behind Ultron. Doc Ock and Phoenix are quite a bit above this, but look at the group he's with here. I mean, outside of Ghost Rider and Squirrel Girl, I mean, you know, I guess if you're looking at the top 10, which is crazy that Karnak's up there, but he is. You've got, you know, Squirrel Girl and Karnak kind of pop up unexpectedly a little bit. Proxima Midnight even a little bit too. But you know, when you're looking at this, Dark Phoenix, Doc Ock, Ultron, then Anti-Venom, and then Black Bolt, then Ghost Rider, and then Ebony Maw. You're like, okay, what? You know, so this guy's stats are, they're where you want them to be as far as average. So let's look and see where it actually lines up for stuff we want in game. Health, you definitely want. Ranked 17th in the game. That's fantastic. You want to see that given the fact that he's going to be doing heals based on percent of his HP. Damage is ranked 88th. You know, that's fine. He's not really there to do all that much damage. He's there to make sure people stay alive and get res if they don't. Flip some effects, spread effects. Great, fine. Armor, you want him to, again, stay alive. Staying alive. So it's 89.78, so the armor rank is 48. Good, I like that. So that way, again, he can, you know, survive a little bit longer, like it. Focus, we talked about this earlier. He's ranked 45, that's not too bad. It's pretty solid, 74.56. That's even with Symbiote Spider-Man, so if you're pretty happy with how Symbiote Spider-Man is putting his debuffs down, and you're good with Anti-Venom. And frankly, I've been fine with everything that's happened with my Symbiote Spider-Man. Resistance is 9th in the game. Like seeing that, so that way he's not really affected too badly by anything. The resistance is 82, 83. That's fantastic. Speed is 32nd, so he's not slow. You like that? He's ranked 32nd. His speed is 116. He will be the 4th symbiote. It'll be Carnage, Symbiote Spider-Man, Scream, and then Anti-Venom will go, and then obviously Venom's the slowest of the bunch, which is fortunate because Anti-Venom is turned to one you want to go to get that defense up, but is what it is. It would have been awesome if Anti-Venom had a, you know, on spawn speed up Venom's, you know, speed bar by 100% or something, but you know, that might have been too OP, but man, can you imagine how awesome that would have been to get defense up basically automatically with these guys, or something he would have done would have been like passively automatically made Venom's passive work, whatever. Anyway, I'm dreaming, pie in the sky, I know, I'm trying to make him too OP. And then, like I said, it comes in with an average rank of 39.8. So there's not much more to say here. I mean, his stats are sick. I love him. He's a top 5 character in the game as far as stats go. His kit is really good. Had they made his ultimate and special shorter cooldowns, it would have been stupid. So I see why they made those cooldowns the length that they did. They're right on that threshold of being like, well, you still got to learn how to play this guy and know him and know his abilities. It's not just you're not just mashing buttons with this, you know. It's cool. Yeah, it's not. But he's great. I love the stats. I'm stoked to get this guy. I really hope I get high reds on him. I'm immediately interjecting him into the team. I'm going to miss having Emma on there because I really like what she brought to the table with that speed reduction and her ultimate and even the cleanse. But this guy's got the cleanse covered. So I'm just hoping that, you know, ultimate and the speed reduction aren't going to cost me too much. We'll see. If I feel that way and he doesn't live up to that hype, I'm sure a lot of other people will be disappointed too. So that's what we got to say about Anti-Venom, top-notch character. I'd fully expect everyone to go after him. Hopefully you guys saved your bio gear. This guy's going to be here. He's here. I mean, by the time I release this video, he's here. He's not here. I'm just shooting it, but, right? It's magic. Ooh. So yeah, I'm stoked to see this guy in action, but stat-wise, character-wise, I'm pretty confident that everyone's going to love this guy in-game, unless there's some bug, which we all know tends to happen, but hopefully it won't when he comes out. So, what do you think? Got it covered? Good? No? Off? Well, link to the Discord is in the description below, so come chat if you want to chat a little bit. Always have conversations going. Questions you got a questions channel. We'll start getting some videos out specific to that channel. Wanted to let that build up a little bit. So do one of those here in the very near future if you got any specific questions about really anything. Hammer down on that like button, click the notification bell, subscription button, all that kind of good fun stuff. Share with your alliance mates, grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, nieces, nephews, cousins. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.